Please enjoy the video. Subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Thank you for watching.
Welcome to Thailand. This video is going to be a little different than the other videos I made. Here's why. I get so many questions from friends and families all around the world about Thailand, like where do you live? Is there major shopping? How is it to drive in Thailand? Could you explain visas for visiting? But one of the most popular questions that I get is what is the cost of living in Thailand? So in this video I'm going to try to cover some of these questions, and I'm sure there will be a part 2 coming soon because there's a lot of questions that I need to answer. So sit back and relax and enjoy the video. The first question comes from Gary in Texas. What city do you live in and where is it located? I live in Chiang Khon. Chiang Khon is in the northeastern Thailand region known as Isan, and it's in the Lui province. Chiang Khon was founded in the late 19th century from 1850 to 1900 when Lao villagers crossed the Mekong after the French colonized Laos. More migrants later arrived from Vietnam and China. Chiang Khon became a trading hub largely due to its location on the Mekong River, which spans 3,050 miles and flows through 6 countries. People on both sides of the rivers exchanged goods, culture, language, and now Chiang Khon is predominantly Thai people. It's a quiet, laid-back, and what I consider the real Thailand. It's a town of friendly people with very few permanent foreign residents. But during the high season, or what we call the tourist invasion, many people come here to experience the tranquil settings and historic sites in the area. Chiang Khon also received the first Green Destination Silver Award and was ranked number 3 by Agoda Travels for the best Asian top cities to explore on foot. Now here's a brief history on Thailand for those interested. Thailand is divided into 6 regions and 76 provinces. Each region is unique and contains everything from farmland to major infrastructure. The Thailand-U.S. relations have a history spanning over 200 years. This partnership began in 1833 when the 2 countries signed a treaty of amity and commerce. It was the first treaty the U.S. ever made in Southeast Asia. This agreement opened the door to trade, but it also laid a foundation of positive relations that still exist today. Now, there was a period during World War II when Thailand was invaded by the Japanese and lost control of the country. On December 7, 1941, a date before the attack on Pearl Harbor because of the time difference, the Japanese troops invaded Thailand from Indonesia with landings south of Bangkok and at various points along the Krai Peninsula. After Thailand had fallen, Japan and Thailand declared war on the United Kingdom and the United States. However, the Thai ambassador in London delivered the declaration of war to the British administration. The Thai ambassador to Washington, D.C. refused to do so. Instead, he organized the Free Thailand movement against the Japanese occupation. After the conclusion of World War II, many countries wanted to punish Thailand with harsh sanctions, but the United States came to their aid because they were an occupied country and couldn't be held responsible for their actions of the oppressors. The other countries followed the U.S. lead, and the rest is history. Now, during the Vietnam War, Thailand was the 3rd largest provider of ground forces in South Vietnam, following the Americans and South Koreans. This strategic move and involvement saved Thailand, which still remains a sovereign nation today, while many of its neighbors are under communist rule. They also allowed the U.S. to build a strategic spy base during the war in Udon Thani used to monitor radio traffic from Vietnam and neighboring countries. If you've been to my Facebook page, you'll see photos that I posted after my visit there. It was also rumored that the base was used as a black site for the CIA to hold high-target prisoners after the 9/11 attacks, but I can neither confirm or deny these claims. Although the tunnel system that I went into at the location would be ideal for secret prisoner transport from building to building. You know, at this point you're probably thinking, is he really that smart to know all this information? The answer to that question is simple. The internet is a wonderful thing, and yes, I am. The next question comes from TJ in Alabama, and he asks, "Hey Rob Dog, what kind of bike are you riding in Thailand?" That's a good question, TJ. Although I was riding a Harley in Texas, I switched to a Honda NC750X DCT. The Honda is probably the #1 selling bike here in Thailand, and dealers and repair shops are everywhere. The roads here are sometimes donkey trails, and it's easy to maneuver. It costs less to ride and maintain, plus it offers a front trunk for storage. The dual control transmission also allows me to shift manually by hand or ride in full automatic mode, which is my preferred method. There's no hassles around town or on the open road, and it's a great bike for this environment. Cindy from Arkansas asks, "Hey Rob, are you still as awesome as when we rode together?" The answer to that question is yes. I am, and I get more awesome as I get older. Here's a recent pic if you're interested in downloading it. Okay, I admit that is not what she asked, but here's a real question. And this is the most popular question I get. What is the cost of living in Thailand? The cost of living in Thailand varies from place to place, so I can only speak from what I know. Bangkok, Pattaya, Phuket, or any of the other tourist towns will be expensive. Great places to visit, but I wouldn't want to live there. Same with some of the other high concentration areas of Faran. Now, before we move on, let me explain the word Faran. This is a word used by the Thai people to describe people of European descent, another name for foreigner, Westerner, or those of lighter skin. I definitely fall into that category if you ever see my legs on Facebook. There is nothing racial or derogatory about this term, and it's been around since the early days of trading goods outside of this country. So back to the question from Cindy. This is my house. I can't tell you the exact location because I could or could not be in the witness protection program. I rent a 2-bedroom, 2-bath with a large carport, rear balcony, and air conditioning, and it costs me $130 per month. It's a good neighborhood, close to shopping and the downtown area. My neighbors are a Thai policeman, 2 teachers, a bank employee, and a grocery store manager. My electric bill runs me about $40 a month. My cable and high-speed internet is around $21 a month. My water bill is around $6 to $10 a month, depending on the season. Restaurant meals vary from what you want to eat and can cost you from $2 a meal for something like fried noodles up to $8.50 for my favorite slab of barbecued ribs, French fries, large salad, and a drink. I'm not going to go aisle by aisle on food costs in the grocery stores, but I will mention a few items to give you some idea. Eggs, for example, cost $3 for a flat of large brown eggs containing 30 eggs. Fresh oranges run right around $1.50 for 2 pounds. Carrots, these are fresh carrots now, right out of the garden. Carrots run around 80 cents for 2 pounds. Chicken, whether it's chicken breast or dark meat, chicken is around $2.41 for 2 pounds. Now, major appliances, cell phones, cameras, motorcycles, and cars are a little bit cheaper depending on where they come from due to the importers, like from Japan being closer to Thailand. I try to avoid Chinese products at all costs. There is one thing higher in Thailand than many of the states in the U.S., and that's gas prices. The average prices for gas here is $4.84 a gallon. Now, all the gas stations here are full service. There is no self-service, and this could add to the price of gas. But it also supplies Thai citizens with jobs. This is also one of the reasons you'll find 21 million registered scooters and motorcycles in Thailand. Now, that doesn't account for the electric scooters or bicycles, which are also very popular here for short trips to the market. Now, remember, Thailand is only 75% the size of Texas, but Thailand has 66 million people compared to 25.1 million in Texas. So that's a lot of bikes on the road. We're going to get into driving and riding in Thailand more in depth later on. That is a whole subject in itself. Now, John from Texas asks, what is the music scene like there, and do they play American music? The music in Thailand ranges from traditional Thai music to modern stuff you hear in the U.S. Thai musicians love John Denver, Karen Carpenter, Eric Clapton, and everything in between. One young lady came up to me with her cell phone the other day and asked me, she said, I love this song. Is it new? And the song happened to be Fly Me to the Moon by Frank Sinatra. And I told her that the song was older than I was. American music here is not only enjoyed, especially by the younger generation, it fulfills a much larger purpose for their future. Music is the main source for many young people here to learn the English language, which leads to higher education, which leads to better paying jobs, and it leads to Thailand government jobs and jobs in larger corporations. With the increased influx of English-speaking retirees, businesses, and travelers here in Thailand, the ability to speak English increases our chances of working in some of these high-level positions. And it's much better than picking mangoes on the farm for $9 per day. Shane from Virginia asked, I watch your travel videos on your YouTube channel. Is it expensive to travel there? Do you need a special driver's license? And have you ever been pulled over by the police? Well, Shane, it's not that expensive to travel here. An average hotel room when traveling can cost you $15 per night. When going for a long extended stay somewhere in a larger area, I usually know the better deals and prefer a better hotel. But here's the kicker. A 5-star hotel with breakfast, free valet service, fitness center, several restaurants in the hotels with bands and entertainment playing at different locations only cost you about $55 a night. So the hotel rates are very affordable. Now, when driving in Thailand, if you're a tourist, you should have an international driver's license before you come if you plan to drive. This includes renting a scooter, which is very popular. Since I hold a 1-year non-immigrant retirement visa, I have both a driver's license and a motorcycle license. Yes, they are separate. When I first applied, they were for 2 years. But when I reapplied, they gave me 5 years each. For me to get the licenses, I had to show my Texas driver's license with my motorcycle endorsement, show them a letter of residence from the immigration office, and have a medical form completed by my doctor. They gave me the licenses without a driver's test or written test because my Texas license was still valid. I just had to complete a color blindness test and reaction test, and I was done. Driving both my car and motorcycle, I've been through several roadside police checks. In the car, they make sure that you have seat belts and they're being used. Also, that your registration is displayed properly. I salute the officers as a sign of respect, and they just wave me through. Same on the motorcycle, except I don't have seat belts, but I raised my helmet or opened my helmet so they could see my face. I've never been stopped because I never give them a reason. Now, Larry from Kentucky asked, hey Rob, Are they high-tech or low-tech there by American standards? Larry, this also surprised me, and this is a good question. Before I came to Thailand, I didn't know what to expect. I thought about jungles, secluded villages, no electricity, bad water, trash everywhere, and a backward society of people that couldn't even spell computer. I was dead wrong. Thailand is amazing when it comes to technology. Here's an example. When I go shopping, check into a hotel, fill up with gas, or eat at a restaurant, I will bring up my bank app on my phone to pay, scan their code, and the money comes right out of my account. I carry cash just in case, but I generally never use it. The computer and cell phone stores here are top of the line and offer the latest and greatest models available. I have high-speed internet at home, and I never stay at a hotel that didn't offer the same thing. The tech here is excellent. In fact, even the dogs and cats here have their own tablets to watch YouTube. Wow, we're getting pretty close to the end of this thing, and I have a lot of questions left, so it looks like there's going to be maybe a part 2. But let me do a couple more questions if I can. Now, Christina from Pennsylvania wants to know, what is the oldest temple you have visited, and which temple is your favorite? I have to say that I have seen many old temples, sites, statues, and historic structures during my trip. Each one is unique and worth the visit. The oldest temple I have ever visited was in the Prima Historic Park in Korat, which is located in the Nakhon Ratchasima province. That temple is 1,000 years old. I couldn't even conceive 1,000 years, but that temple is 1,000 years old, and that's the oldest one I've ever been to. In fact, they needed help moving some large rocks to rebuild a portion of the wall, so I helped. Here's a photo. Okay, I'm lying. My favorite temple I've visited so far is the Phi Buddha Temple, and I won't even attempt to pronounce the name. It's located in the Kaikau Mountains in the Phetchabun province. That is the thing about Thailand. Sometimes you can't pronounce its name, so you just call it by something common so you don't embarrass yourself. I have renamed a lot of things since I've been here. I'm just going to throw this last one in myself. The strangest temple I have ever visited is in Wangsapun. I call it the Wild Monkey Temple. For those of you who think monkeys are cute and lovable, I assure you they are not. These troops of monkeys, several hundred, actually took over the temple, drove the monks out, tore up the buildings, polluted water sources, and will steal anything they can get their hands on. One tried to steal my cell phone, no joke. I have seen one or two sitting on the side of the road while riding my motorcycle staring at me, and I know there are more hiding behind him waiting to jack my motorcycle or steal my wallet. In fact, here's a picture of a little girl named Noe in Lobora, Thailand, and she has to carry an airsoft rifle to and from school so monkeys won't steal her snacks. Not very cute now, are they? So I guess there will be a part 2 because I have a lot of other questions to cover. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section and I will cover them too. I want to leave you with this story. One day I was out riding and I noticed a young woman and her daughter on the side of the road. Their scooter had run out of gas. We stopped and told her we would bring her gas. After we told the store what the gas was for, they gave it to us for free. We went back and got the young mother on her way. To me, that is how you represent the U.S. in a foreign country. Thailand is already American friendly, but going that extra mile to help others takes precedence over your own needs, and there is already enough hate and evil in this world. So subscribe to the channel and I will see you in part 2. Take care and keep your own journey moving forward.